Please be seated. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrew Shu, president of the College of Charleston. Welcome. What about this great weather we have out for you today? It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the College of Charleston's spring commencement, the class of 2025. I want to thank you for joining us on this very special day. To our graduates, congratulations. You should all be incredibly proud of yourselves. To the families, friends, and loved ones of our graduates, this is also your day. Together, you have supported these graduates in so many different ways. Graduates, I would like for you to please stand and thank your family, friends, loved ones, and all those who have helped you along the way. Graduates, please remain standing. Will everyone else please also stand as class of 2024 music major James Saganek sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, James. That was beautiful. Please be seated. Now I would like to take a moment to recognize those members of the Board of Trustees that are with us today. Please stand as I read your name so that we may recognize you for your service to your alma mater. Board of Trustee Chair Renee Romberger. Trustees Beth Burke, Hank Futch, Darrell File, David Hay, Tav Svarat, Derek Williams, Nisa Williams. Thank you for your service. I would also like to recognize representatives from our Foundation Board and the Alumni Association. Cynthia Thompson, members of the Foundation Board, and Laurie Minges, class of 1983, president of the Alumni Association. Thank you both for your leadership and service. Now, would all faculty please stand and be recognized? Their commitment to academic excellence empowers the next generation of scholars and leaders. Graduates and families, please join me in expressing our appreciation with a round of applause for our faculty. Thank you. Please be seated. Graduates of the class of 2025, you made it. Each person on this stage has overcome something to be right here, and I'm proud of you for not giving up, for not giving in, and for giving it your all to reach your academic goal. Through your studies, you have proven yourself to be adaptable, flexible, and creative. And because of your exposure to different ideas, philosophies, perspectives, you will be lifelong learners, always willing to grow and evolve. That is what the world needs now more than ever. As I reflect on this extraordinary class of College of Charleston graduates and what you have gone through to be right here, I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm excited for you and for your future. You have a long and open road in front of you to make your life what you want it to be. I can't wait to see where your journeys take you and to celebrate all of your accomplishments as College of Charleston ambassadors and champions. Congratulations, class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, now for the conferral of the honorary degrees, I will now be joined by Chair of our Board of Trustees, Renee Romberger. Trustee Beth Burke and Nisa Williams, would you please escort Cynthia B. Thompson to the lectern?
I hereby present Cynthia B. Thompson. Cynthia has been a change agent for this university and a visionary leader for numerous companies, nonprofits, and educational institutions. She is a founding supporter of the 1967 Legacy Scholarship Program and a retired executive, educator, and an experienced leader in nonprofit governance. Cynthia's engagement and mentorship of our students make her a most fitting candidate for a Doctor of Humane Letters.
Good.
Cynthia B. Thompson, your steadfast commitment to this institution and the lasting influence you have had through your mentorship, through your encouragement and meaningful connection with our students are both uplifting and deeply commendable. The College of Charleston is proud to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority of the state of South Carolina, granted to the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston and committed to me, I declare Cynthia B. Thompson is now admitted to the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
I think yes.
Trustee Derek Williams and Hank Futch, would you please escort Ronald L. Thompson to the lectern?
I hereby present Ronald L. Thompson, founding supporter of the 1967 Legacy Program. Ron is a change maker, having applied his knowledge and his expertise in a wide range of fields and industries. His entrepreneurial spirit, matched with his talent for seeing a problem and then fixing it, make him a most fitting candidate for a Doctor of Humane Letters.
Ronald L. Thompson, your contributions to the college through meaningful engagement with our students exemplify your legacy of leadership and service. The College of Charleston is proud to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority of the state of South Carolina granted to the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston and committed to me, I declare Ronald L. Thompson is now admitted to the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Thompson.
Hey.
I'm now proud to introduce today's commencement speakers, Cynthia and Ron Thompson. I have had the honor and pleasure of knowing the Thompsons for many years. Even though we all lived in Ohio, our paths never crossed while we were in Toledo. and I'm so pleased to have gotten to know them better here in South Carolina. Both Cynthia and Ron are accomplished professionals, and of course, they were already doctors before the honorary degrees that they received from the College of Charleston today. But they were PhDs and not Doctor of Human Letters at the time. So Cynthia was a longtime human resources executive, an educator, and a volunteer leader. She is a former faculty member of Virginia State University and a board emerita of the University of Missouri. She is the former board chair of the Girl Scouts of the United States of America and former board chair of the Toledo Museum of Art. Ron is a retired executive as well, having served as the CEO of the Midwest Stamping and Manufacturing Company, among other corporate leadership roles. Ron served on the board of trustees of Washington University in St. Louis. He is also the former chair of the board of trustees for the Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association, better known as TIAA. And of course, many of us among our faculty, including myself, and perhaps many in the audience, have our 401k with TIAA. Like Cynthia, Ron has an academic pedigree. He served on the faculties of Old Dominion, Virginia State University, and University of Michigan. Both have become involved with the College of Charleston and have done extraordinary things for our 1967 legacy program, spending hours and hours mentoring our students and our scholars. If you couldn't tell, our institution is pretty big on history, so it is especially fitting to have Ron and Cynthia here for the graduation of the first cohort of that distinguished legacy program. Please join me in welcoming Doctors Cynthia and Ron Thompson.
Thank you. Graduates, take pride in today's celebration. Your graduation took your hard work, discipline, and sacrifice, and was achieved with the support of your family, your friends, and importantly, from the faculty and the staff of this great institution. Your graduation signals that you have mastered a course of study, yet your educational journey has not ended, but will continue throughout your life. We offer some thoughts to you and our hope for your vital role in contributing to the needs which confront our society and human existence. We want each of you to continue your development of 2 superpowers that will contribute to your success in your personal, civic, and work lives. The first superpower is to be a critical thinker. Hone your ability to use the rules of logic to analyze ideas and arguments that are presented to you. You are living in a world where information is bombarding you from seemingly endless directions. Your generation is receiving most of its information from social media sources that do not pretend to provide truthful or accurate information. Under the guise of free speech, these sources provide a platform for opinions and assertions to be amplified without regard to their accuracy or validity. Unfortunately, this disregard for truthfulness has seeped into the public square as well. Much of what is presented or asserted to you as fact is simply not. You cannot solve problems, whether in your personal lives, your chosen professions, or in your role as a citizen, without effectively using facts and therefore truth as the basis of your conclusions and decisions. Learn how to use the tools of logic to analyze information. Question what you're told to determine whether it is factual. When conclusions are presented, use the logic tools to determine if those conclusions are logically consistent with the premises. If you haven't taken a course in logic and reasoning already, consider doing so now. These courses are available online and here at your alma mater. It's not too late to enhance your ability to succeed in your life by developing the superpower of critical thinking.
The second superpower is to be an effective communicator. In a world that is hyper-divided, effective communication is fundamental to bridging divides. In your work and personal relationships, minimizing misunderstanding is critical to sustaining your bonds. And in your professional journey, working effectively in teams can only be achieved when common understanding is reached. Integral to solid communications is listening. Develop your ability to listen carefully to the verbal messages and learn to recognize and understand nonverbal messages that you receive from others and from media sources. Train yourself to discern the nuances in those messages. In our world, made of many different people with different beliefs, it is easy to miss the meaning of messages and to react without first understanding them. Avoid the trap of talking past people. The superpower of effective communication requires you to be patient and to offer grace to others. We hope that you become disciplined listeners who take the time to understand first, then process, and respond only after you are prepared. Be quick to seek clarification and react only after fully understanding the person's intent. The second part of effective communication is delivering information in a clear manner. When speaking or writing, strive for clarity when offering your thoughts. Remember that you are equally responsible for clarity in presenting ideas as your audience is in receiving them. Sharing your ideas clearly benefits from your critical thinking skills. It is better and easier to present and persuade when your conclusions logically follow your premises. Again, remember that listening, speaking, and writing are learned behaviors. Continue to hone these skills while pursuing your dreams. As you start this next phase of your life, it is our deep and sincere wish for all of you to experience great success on the journey ahead. Finally, we encourage you to stay connected with the good friends, staff, professors, and mentors you have made while at the College of Charleston for the rest of your lives. Thank you.
Thank you for those important and timely remarks, Drs. Thompson. I'm Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Suzanne Austin, and we're so excited that all of you are here today. At today's ceremony, we have 10 students who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average. Please stand as I call your names. Adeline Ann Rios, Political Science, International Studies, and Spanish. Caroline Grace Berg, Political Science and International Studies. Diana May Kennis, Psychology and Spanish. Hannah Suzanne Everidge, English. Jillian Michelle Quebec, Political Science and International Relations. Kelly Elizabeth Ryan, History and Classics. Leah Ann Hansen, Psychology and German Studies. Madison Elizabeth McKnight, History and International Studies. Molly Cannon Steiner, Sociology. Morgan McEwen Kelly, English. Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated. In addition, there are 153 students participating in this weekend's commencement ceremonies who have completed the Honors College requirements. All 153 students are wearing medals in recognition of their academic accomplishments and deep engagement as leaders with our community. Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. You may be seated. And now, I'd like to welcome Dr. Alicia Cadill, Executive Vice President for Student Affairs, to the podium.
Thank you, Provost Austin, and good morning, everyone. I'm Alicia Cadill, the Executive Vice President for Student Affairs. It is truly my honor to introduce one of the two recipients of the Presidential Award for Scholarship, Leadership, and Service, the highest honor a graduating undergraduate student can achieve at the College of Charleston. This award was established by former President Theodore Stern to recognize students who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and academic excellence. I am pleased to announce that Adeline Rios, majoring in International Studies, Political Science, and Spanish, is one of the recipients of this award this year. Congratulations, Adeline, and welcome to the podium.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a true honor to speak to you all today. I was at the gas station a month ago when a gentleman saw my College of Charleston t-shirt. C of C, he said, isn't that a party school? So I told him a few things about the College of Charleston. Only 10% of universities in the nation have a Phi Beta Kappa chapter. This year, we became one of them. Our faculty has received state and national recognition for their research. Our students are of all titles: veterans, international scholars, HSS scholars, global ambassadors, HSS ambassadors, and honors students. 45% of us studied abroad. The class of 2025 is 1,697 students strong, aged 19 to 70. 18 of us were named as finalists for nationally competitive awards. We've worked for the government, NGOs, the local community, and the marshes. After college, we're entering the workforce, starting law school, businesses, earning master's degrees, touring as Fulbright scholars, and volunteering with the Peace Corps. So back to the well-meaning gentleman from the gas station, yes, we do also throw parties because here at CFC we have excellence to celebrate. As you may have ascertained, I cannot offer the same type of wisdom as my fellow speakers, but as a graduate of the class of 2025, I hope to privilege the student perspective. As seniors, we're often asked, and we often wonder, what's next? In the 1990s, people were asking my parents, Kimberly and Philip Rios, both CFC alumni, that same question.
Mrs. and Mr. Rios, who in the 90s were in their Folly Beach era, knew they did not want kids. I was born in 2002. Then came my 3 brothers, and then my 2 sisters. Today, my siblings and I are 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, and 16 years old. Now, graduates, I am not saying y'all have 6 surprises along the way, but I do know there are great and unpredictable things ahead of you. Over the past 4 years, we have kept faith in ourselves, and you should be so proud of where your strength has gotten you. Consider, for instance, where you sit today. So what's next? This year, thanks to amazing CFC faculty, I was selected to interview as a finalist for the Rhodes and Marshall scholarships. Winning either would have meant fully funded study in the United Kingdom. For the Marshall Scholarship, I interviewed at the British Embassy, and while I waited, they left me alone in a green room under a massive portrait of Queen Elizabeth on horseback. A week later, the scholarship committee sent me 2 rejection letters to add to what was already a growing pile. But I applied to university in the UK anyway. Last month, a letter arrived. It was something I hadn't seen in a while, an acceptance letter. My first thought in the great American spirit wasn't I got in, but the facetious revelation that even Queen Elizabeth and her horse couldn't stop me. Queen Elizabeth and her horse, or whatever next great metaphor your life chooses for difficulty, can't stop you either. That is the resilience you've earned with the College of Charleston education. So what's next for us? Michelangelo's theory of sculpture offers a clue. He believed that statues lie hidden within the marble. He believed that his task was not to create art, but to free it from stone. For us today, there is uncertainty. There are crises unlike in years past, but over the last 4 years, it hasn't been the obstacles that have worn us down. It's been our resilience and experiences as College of Charleston students that have shaped us. Y'all are masterpieces. The world has yet to see a class like the class of 2025, and you, in your way, are about to go change it. So what matters is not what's next, but how you approach whatever comes next, knowing thyself, just like the arch above Porter's Lodge reminds us. Thank you, College of Charleston. It's been wonderful. Graduates in the great CFC tradition, go celebrate. And in that same spirit of celebration, I would like to welcome Lori Menges, class of 1983, who will speak on behalf of the Alumni Association members.
Well, Adeline is certainly a hard act to follow. It is truly an honor to be here with you today to celebrate your graduation. On behalf of more than 103,000 members, the Alumni Association, I extend a warm welcome to you, our newest members. You are joining a distinguished organization that was founded in 1888 to promote, protect, and serve the College of Charleston. As members of the Alumni Association, you will be invited to return to campus each year for homecoming and a Charleston affair, events that celebrate our love for this institution. If you are moving away from Charleston, we have more than 30 regional CFC clubs across the United States and even in London to connect you with fellow alumni to celebrate our alma mater. And best of all, there are no dues. We have no doubt that you will continue to strengthen our legacy through your future endeavors. Congratulations, graduates. We look forward to seeing you at Alumni Association events soon. Go Cougars.
Thank you, Laurie. Graduates, you now join our alumni family, a diverse group of people who are dedicated to making a difference and who are making the world a better place. With the alumni from previous years joining us today, please rise and be recognized wherever you are. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Now, we have already celebrated 2 degree presentations, and now we celebrate 9 more. Provost Austin will join me in presenting the Artium Baccalaureatus degree. The College of Charleston awards the Artium Baccalaureatus degree, or the AB degree, which requires advanced coursework in ancient Greek or Latin. This unique degree highlights the university's liberal arts focus and roots, recognizing those graduates who take on challenging humanistic studies. The College of Charleston has awarded this degree for more than 2 centuries. That grand tradition continues today. Will the following candidates please come to center stage? Anna Adele Andrews, Political Science. Tina Dong, Biology. Jessica Lauren Court, History and Political Science. Madison McKenna Meeks, Biochemistry and Chemistry. Derek Powell, Computer Science. Catherine Sterling Rutherford, English. Kelly Elizabeth Ryan, History and Classics. Emily Magnolia Watson, Anthropology. Ariana Yoder, Communication. I ask those on stage to remain seated. However, it is tradition that the audience stand when this degree is awarded. Would the audience in Cistern Yard please rise? Following our tradition, I will award the AB degrees in Latin. Curatoribus auctoritatem tribuentibus os juvenes in humanioribus litteris procolare eruditos ad gradum Artium Baccalaureatus admissi. Congratulations. The audience may be seated. Now, joining us in awarding the bachelor's degree will be Chair of the Board of Trustees Renee Romberger, Doctors Ron and Cynthia Thompson, and Executive Vice President of Student Affairs Alicia Cadell. Professor Marissa Ferrara from the Department of Communication will assist with the announcement of the names and majors of our graduates.
From the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Jason Coy Dean will be joining us. For the bachelor's degrees of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the Department of Anthropology, Maureen Hayes, interim chair of the department, will be joining us. Kathleen Delaney Aller, summa cum laude. Shane Harlison Butler. Andrew Caldwell, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for archaeology.
Susanna I. Dennis. Victoria Elizabeth D'Onofrio. Claudia Jeanette Elvira, cum laude. John Dominic Huber III, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sydney Cherie Kiger, cum laude. Elizabeth Tasher Morrison, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Mackenzie Mary Catherine Peavy. Hampton Edward Rose. Emily Magnolia Watson, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Erin Margaret Williams, magna cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in communication, joining us will be Ryan Milner, chair of the department. Anna Bearden Adams. Mary Caroline Adams, cum laude. Sydney Rose Amos. Cole Davis Enkenbrandt. Brianna Maria Quino. Francesca Maria Araya, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for Spanish and the Honors College. Emily Elizabeth Armstrong. Mia Isabella Arnone, cum laude. Lily Carolyn Ashworth. Jamie Ryan Askew. Caroline Schofield Bailey, cum laude. Carly Renee Bartel. Ruby Nikeria Beyonce Bennett. Kylie Brooke Berman, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Jillian Grace Bevel. Keegan Scott Bittner, also meets the requirements for international studies. Catherine Ann Blumel. Jack Ryan Bohr. Nelson Hud Bowers. Jamie Michelle Brady. Emily Rose Isabel Brayshaw. Stephen Michael Breen. Addison Rose Brooks. English Tiashane Brown. Madison Elizabeth Brown. Tori Bryan. Sarah Allison Buell. Thomas Foster Bundy. Elizabeth Burns. Elizabeth Clark Cadden. Kendall Joy Cardinale. Isabella Marie Carlucci. Michaela Danielle Carroll. Sophia Cartledge. Jordan Marie Carter. Tyler Joseph Carter. Alexandra Fowler Cashman. William Cheney. Autumn Isabella Cheveco. William Chase Tuning. Rachel Leah Christensen. Christopher John Civitella. Sarah Bryn Clark. Annabella Rosalie Clemente. Emily Hope Coker. Hollis Greer Coleman, cum laude. Mackenzie May Conklin. Charles Anthony Catone Cherdak. Grace McKenna Crawford. Matthew Alexander Cresswell. Ashley Brianna Cummings also meets the requirements for international studies. Summer H. Davidson. Jana Lee Francine DePau also meets the requirements for Spanish. Bridget Lynn Degnan. Gabriella Marie De Mateo. Charles Michael Demaray. Chloe Ray Donifer. Ethan John Dada. Elizabeth Grace Dukes, cum laude. Madeline Blackburn Dunn. Carson Rebecca Dyer. Michaela Catherine Early. Ava Elizabeth Falso. Amelia Marie Feltner, cum laude. Katrina Noel Felty. Alexandra Maria Fishbach. Isabel Grace Flotron. Colin Joseph Fogarty. Quinn Duval Freilich. Casey Falmer. William Graham Funderburk. Sophia Noreen Giovanoni. Ryan Patrick Goodwin. Haley Elizabeth Griffin, summa cum laude. Lucy Catherine Griffin, cum laude. Taylor Cynthia Hall, cum laude. Timothy Miller Hall. Nora McQuilkin Hammer. Morgan Harder also meets the requirements for sociology. Eleanor Grace Hart. Brian Nicholas Hawk. Brooklyn Colleen Hay, cum laude. Faye Olivia Hinteregger. Gracie Jane Hockner. Griffin Jackson Hogan, summa cum laude. Erin Catherine Hokinson. Elise Boykin Howell. Charlotte Welling Honeywell. Jack Ross Giacchino. Amanda Nicole Jackson. Mia Alexandria Jennings. Jacqueline Marie Yevtik, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Campbell Thomas Johnson. Mia Kahayani. Aiden Patrick Kane. Julia Sophia Carmen. Audrey Grace Kelly. Madeline Claire Kelly, cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Kennedy. Kendall Rand Cly. Paige Elizabeth Leahy. Olivia Elise Lott. Haley Michelle Lovin, cum laude. Kendall Grace Lumsden, cum laude. Jenna Grace Lustig. Molly Catherine Lynch, cum laude. Maria Danielle Mackey. Evan Alexander Malcolm. Grace Elena Maloney. Max Bowman Maple. Casey May Martin. Fabiana Martinez. Benjamin George Masser. Annabella Jane McKenzie. Natalie Rose Matthews, magna cum laude. Hallie Kate Matzner. Amy Rose McAveety. Eliza Cahill McDowell. Lauren Marie McGuire, magna cum laude. Eliza Lawton McKnight. Michael Mellett. Anna Worley Mendenhall. Paige Jennifer Meyer. Elsa Mila Wilcots. Tara Elisa Makhtari.
Charlotte Macho.
Tate Maxwell Moody. Hannah Marjorie Morrill. Samantha Catherine Morrow. Talia Elise Mungin, cum laude. Charles Joseph Murphy. Connor Alexander Murphy. Molly Catherine Murphy. Nevin Ford Murphy. Margot Carmen Neighbor. Sarah Matheson Neal. Charles Joseph Nealon, magna cum laude. Julia Lynn Niemark, cum laude. Quinn Stephanie Newcomer. Trevor Ryan Nimchek. Cooper James Norman. Lily Catherine O'Brien. Julia Nicole Olson. Anisha Renee Owens. Mia Rose Pardini. Ramsey Marie Parker. Lauren Pearsall. Gina Florence Panase. Heather Nicole Phillips, summa cum laude. Lily Bay Pike. Kylie Erin Poole, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for dance and the Honors College. Allison Nicole Powers. Anna Michaela Prim, cum laude. Jason Matthew Proctor. Grace Watson Querin. Eric Jonathan Rout. Chase William Reddish. Megan Macelia Susanna Reeves. Alexa Runnels Resch, cum laude. Kiera Daly Rathor, cum laude. Blakesley Reagan Rett, summa cum laude. Mason Gator Rice. Casey Marlowe Riley, cum laude. Arden Ramsey Rinier. Hallie Brooke Robadier. Eleanor Elizabeth Rogers. Anna F. Rubidoux. Kaylee May Roosh. Lily Nicole Schaffler, cum laude. Grace Dorothy Schiller. Amanda Lacey Schulman. Julia McKenna Shave. Samuel Edward Henry Sheila. Grayson Clark Shelton, cum laude. Tatum Keel Shepard. Harper Bedell Shepard. Noah Simcha Schumaner. Catherine Frankie Silvers. Kelly Arden Skipper.
Sarah S. Smith.
Sarah Truesdale Smith. Lily H. Snare, cum laude. Gwendolyn Bohinse Sokol. Catherine Amelia Solomon. Caitlin Grace Sorge. Nicholas Price Sosnow. Jordan Marie Stankovitz. Lily Frances Stadahar, magna cum laude. Aiden Reed Stefanix. Matthew Barker Stevenson. Lauren Jessica Stevens, magna cum laude. Summerlin Grace Stewart. Laurel Scott Stinson, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Alexandria Grace Strand. Sloan Ariana Strauss. Olivia Rose Suede. Keely McGough Sullivan. Tunette Tali. Grace Catherine Tenor also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Samantha Terrell, cum laude. Joseph Brian Thibodeau. Emily Reese Todd. Kiera Toomey, cum laude. Frank Anthony Tredici. Catherine Mary Valenti. Jonathan Joseph Vaschak. Tristan Vindel. Annabella Morgan Walker. Charlotte Grassy Ward, cum laude. Justice Mary Wermeyer, cum laude. Lucas Aiden Wiener. Mary Frances Weinstein. Reagan Nicole Wells. Olivia Elizabeth Wheeler. Lindsay Mason White. Taylor Ann Williamson. Banks Reed Wills. Alexandra Mary Wilson. Kaylee Marie Wingerder. Summer Lindsay Walcott. Sydney Walden Wolf. Zachary Douglas Wright. Ariana C. Yoder. Kyle Gianyasko. Nikki Zahedi. Riley Margaret Zoner. Lily Beckman Zolweg, cum laude. Riley Tara Zukowski. For the bachelor's degree in English, joining us will be Anton Vanderzee, director. Sophia Claire Baker, magna cum laude. Sage Grayson Barrasso. Grace Elizabeth Barnett. Samantha Christine Barnhart, cum laude. Ellie Maria Batchelor, summa cum laude. also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Silas Graham Bradley, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Tyler Pierce Chapman. Michaela Grace Connor. Layla Cynthia Crane. Emily Lynn Curry, cum laude. Margaret Isabel Davis. James William Dickey II, cum laude. Emily Taylor Duke. Madeline Kelly Erb.
Hannah Suzanne Everest. Top honors, summa cum laude.
Lauren Elizabeth Finale. Sophia Simone Foos. Sarah Merritt Hansen. Ariana Bethany Hayes. Alexis Brooke Henschel. Lily Anna Hubbs. Emery Moore Ibrahim, cum laude. Kendall Marie Jelliff. Adrian Connor Callahan. Morgan McEwen Kelly, top honors, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Laurel Elizabeth Killow. Khalees R. Cornerans. Emma Grace Langevin. Macy Claire MacArthur. Madison E. McMahon, magna cum laude. Emily Kate Monahan, cum laude. Jeremiah Joseph Murray, cum laude. Jenna Nicole Polinka, cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science. Chloe Anna Rector, cum laude. Lee Parker Reeves. Jessica Jane Rhea. Catherine Sterling Rutherford, summa cum laude. Eden Rose Shames. Alexis Grace Sullivan. Madden Elizabeth Tolley, cum laude. Caroline Ashley Vincent, cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. Brooke Lauren Watson, cum laude. Jasmine Watson.
Sophia Marie Zazzarino.
For the bachelor's degree in Environmental and Sustainability Studies, joining us will be Barbara Beckingham, Director. Catherine Hallett Corley. Anjali Leilani Kamaluo Nalani Ki. Reagan Catherine Christ. Megan Mary Lord, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology and the Honors College. William Rutledge Shem. Kristen Marie Schultz, cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in history, joining us will be Phyllis Justice, interim chair of the department. Campbell Elstroth Dixon. Lexi Carolyn Dowd, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. James Charles Gambino, also meets the requirements for political science. Angela Josephine Hales. Stephen C. Hand. Jessica Lauren Cordy, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. Dana Leander. Jonathan Aiden Moffrey. Levi Moffett. Allison Brooke Morris, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for English. Luke Davis Noble. Caroline Elizabeth Peters. Elizabeth Marie Perkins, cum laude. Caroline Nolan Powell also meets the requirements for the Honors College. James William Ramsey. Madeline Bell Reber, summa cum laude. Maris Elizabeth Roby, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for German studies. Caitlin Maureen Romer. William Chaplin Spencer III, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for international studies and the Honors College. Samuel Mitchell Tier, cum laude. Malik Rashard Waring. Elizabeth Grace Williams, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. For the bachelor's degree in integrated studies, joining us on stage will be Jacob Steer Williams, director. Felicity Elizabeth Adams.
MJ Biener.
Chloe Julia Birnbaum. Sophie Parker Burdick. Cecilia Jessen Connolly. Madison Page Damore. Olivia Moore Diamond, cum laude. Robert Edward D. Geronimo. Carly Elizabeth Ellery. Emily Claire Falk. Ariana Fayazi, cum laude. Olivier Kent Houston Garrity. Aiden Alexander Gratial. Audra Jane Greenblatt. Jackson Hannon, cum laude. Jack Earl Huffman. Charlie Maris Highsong, cum laude. Sarah Lauren Johnson. Minnie Othilie Reese Lead. Campbell Grace Lombardi. Lauren Ann Mason. Tori T. McRae. Colin John Anthony Murphy, cum laude. Charles Bennett Nardone III. Mackenzie Osborne. Lily Francis Poster. Jasper Fox Ramsey. Justin Blake Quinn. Carson Lee Robinson. Madeline Hartel Rosmus. Gabrielle Elizabeth Salzer. Sydney Rebecca Sheffer. Christopher Lyon Schroeder Jr. Jimmy Michael Sox III. Hannah Talcott Strauss. Jordan Blair Wagner. Clarabelle Evgenia Wepler. Brasington Clark Burnside. Sedona Gabrielle Danahy, cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. Marita Charlene Diesler, cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science. William Malcolm Graybill. Leah Kachatrian, cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology. Bryson William Stotts, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. Isabella Celia Versace also meets the requirements for political science. For the bachelor's degree in political science, joining us will be Hollis France, chair of the department. Anna Adele Andrews, cum laude. Kennedy Elizabeth Andrews. Zoe Jane Bassiano, magna cum laude. Alexandra Victoria Benson. Caroline Grace Berg, top honors, also meets the requirements for international studies and the Honors College. Kamante Kimalaja Saviana Bright. Samantha Chesapeake Brown. Camille Elizabeth Birch, also meets the requirements for Spanish. Nick Javier Cardinal. Emily Elizabeth Carson. Elise Nicole Casella, cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology. Brindley Elizabeth Castle, cum laude. Zoe Elise Kleckes, cum laude. Caroline Yvonne Clifton, cum laude. Madison Grace Como. Mary Catherine Connolly, cum laude. Molly Louise Crumpton, magna cum laude. Elena Elizabeth Duvini, magna cum laude. Kaylee Justine Duchek. Abigail Frances Elmore, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Griffin Brooker Factor. James Nathan Flowers III. Ethan Thomas Forrester. Zachary Scott Frame. Christopher James Fulton. Tyler Russell Gadson. Isabella Rose Gascon. Cadence May Gillespie, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for public health. Aiden Turnley Russell Glick. Cameron Reese Green, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Reed Allen Hanneberg, magna cum laude. Haley Pamela Hawkins, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Lily Moon Helms, magna cum laude. MJ Randall Jacob.
Samantha Jellin.
Jaden Alexander Johnson. Monty Bliss Johnson. Jillian Michelle Kabik, top honors, also meets the requirements for international business and the Honors College. Meadow Korshin. Michael James Kubik. Pierce Francis Laborde.
Sarah Jane Lavoy.
Julia Grace Luciani. Sophia Marino, magna cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Martin. Rowan Elizabeth McLaughlin. Kerrigan Elizabeth Menchaca. Timothy Merrigan. Michael Xavier O'Shaughnessy. Colin Thomas Perry. Madeline Margaret Perry.
Aiden Jack Pika.
Emma Craig Pittenger, cum laude, also meets the requirements for international studies. Hugh Alexander Winter Rican. Lauren Elizabeth Rainey. Alexa Dawn Rocheval. Isabella Arden Shulkin. Abigail Jo Scruggs, cum laude, also meets the requirements for theater. Caroline Elizabeth Shaw. Danielle Singletary. James Augustin Skvarla. Riley Patricia Slaney. Erin Annette Solka, cum laude. Megan Suzanne Stackhouse. Finn Matthew Sweeney, cum laude. Julia Charlotte Vandenhouten, cum laude. Victoria Vega Bonilla. Kristen Maria Ward. Catherine Lee Wilm, also meets the requirements for sociology and the Honors College. Eli Gentry Richburg.
For the bachelor's degree, School of Humanities and Social Sciences in Social Science Psychology. Joining us will be Garrett Milken, Chair of the Department.
Marie Akertava, summa cum laude. Natalie Elizabeth Alexander, cum laude. Carly Therese Allgood. Kinsley Ann Allison. Carly Ann Anderson. Emma J. Appleman, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for Spanish and the Honors College. Morgan Faith Arendt also meets the requirements for Spanish. Remington Keller Osierno Armstrong. Nadia Elizabeth Baroni. Shayna Carolyn Barrett. Isabella Caprice Bateman, magna cum laude. Jalissa Paige Beavers. Allison K. Blakely. Margaret Rose Boyle, cum laude. Lillian Brady. Noah Oren Brockman. Cassidy Danielle Brooks, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sophia Grace Brown, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Areto Renee Bryant. Mary Ella Bryant. Samantha R. Bumgarner. Phoebe Louise Bonagario. Isabella Allen Burns, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Kennedy Camburn, magna cum laude. Brooke Marley Cameron, summa cum laude. Price Austin Carlton. Mira A. Champaneri. Emma Grace Choate, summa cum laude. Kayla Megan Clark. Elizabeth Scott Cloninger. Maria Constant, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Tyler Devin Cooper, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Victoria Elizabeth Cotton also meets the requirements for Spanish. Alyssa Cole Cross. Ella Erica Dushsteiner, cum laude. Lindsay Grace Daskowski. Maya Ann Davis. Kayla Nicole De Palma. Robert Ames DeRusi. Natalie DeMeo. Ariana Rose Denofa. Kelly Elizabeth Dimitroshin. Sophia Marie Dodd. Megan Delaney Doherty, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Robert Michael Dubé. Jessica Elizabeth Irvin. Jenna Louise Everett. Marissa Amanda Fakes, magna cum laude. Ainsley Jade Falla. Grace Constance Feeney. Caroline McCarthy Fines. Lucas Reed Foley Fiore. Megan Isabel Foster. Sophia Noel Frank, magna cum laude. Justin Tariq Freeman. Hudson Fry. Piper Riley Frith. Nona Grace Gavigan. Elena Marin Giannopoulos, magna cum laude. Isabella Amelia Jufra. Elena Gonzalez Vargas. Daniela Ann Grant. Rebecca Jasmine Grosso, cum laude. Natalia Maria Halachev, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College.
Ashley Marie Gold Hall.
Sylvia Chandler Hancock. Leah Ann Hansen, top honors, also meets the requirements for German studies. Olivia Grace Harmon, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Harney, cum laude. Aaliyah Elizabeth Harton. Lane Elizabeth Hellriegel. Cooper Hersey, magna cum laude. Jaylee Beth Hittner, magna cum laude. Sydney Alexandra Hobby. Molly Rose Hofel. Meryl McGuire Hollister, cum laude. Leah Grace Hope. Malia Renee Marie Houston. Katie Simone Hurwitz, magna cum laude. Vanessa Maria Iglesias. Gianna Nicole Ingrevaya. Rachel Catherine Isaacson. Janesha Elizabeth Jackson. Maya Alexandria Jackson.
Arwen Marie Leslie Yeager, cum laude, also meets the requirements for German studies.
Piper Josephine Johnson. Madeline Jane Keller, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for biology and the Honors College. Nyla Marin Kelly. Diana May Kennis, top honors, also meets the requirements for Spanish. Taylor Brooke Kern. Brianna Nicole Abigail Key. Kayla Margaret Keat. Ashley Nicole Kidd. Julia Marie Nick. Daisy Ann Margaret Hutton Knight Surrey, cum laude. Amelia Catherine Cook. Amber Jade Codell. Ellie Buchan Kreinheader. Lydia Jane Kurdiak. Sarah Jane Kurzenberger, cum laude. Zoe Catherine Lant. Samantha Loffman. Danielle Stephanie Leclerc. Anna Lemons. Sophia Alexis Lenz. Haley Elise Lassane. Marley Sophia Leventis, cum laude. Patrick Boyd Lazinski, summa cum laude. Abigail Nasia Limor, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Scarlett Janine Lyons. Christopher Hopkins Logaitis. Kylie Annabelle Lombardi. Anna McDonald. Lauren Madigan. Josie Faith McGuire. Lydia Michaela Mahan, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Spanish and the Honors College. Alexandra Marie Renaud Martinez. Jennifer Ann McCluskey. Morgan Ashley McConnell. Alton D. McCurry. Camden Cecilia Metz, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Merlino. Blanche Mervieux Duvigneau. Amanda Nicole Metnoski, cum laude. Jatina Ann Milbrad. Mackenzie Laurel Miller. Laura Elizabeth Mitchell. Chase Ray Mogul, magna cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Mata, summa cum laude. Georgiana Gray Mullis. Amanda Corinne Murphy. Riley Melissa Murphy. Olivia Brooks Murray. Janet Irene Nash, cum laude. Michael Gerard Nealon. Mary Catherine Nelson. Andy Lynn O'Neill, summa cum laude. Anna Kristen O'Sullivan, cum laude. Audrey Gail Brown Ogburn, cum laude. Kristen Faye Owens, cum laude. Annalie Sando Ornes. Gabriella Elise Perellis, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Jewish studies. Morgan Elizabeth Phippen, cum laude. Coral Ethel Piccoli. Ava Graciela Pizarro, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Giovanna Placencia Carranza. Brandon William Pajoli. Lauren Elizabeth Policino, magna cum laude. Talene Kondarajian Pratt. Phoebe Lee Proctor, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Morgan Quinn also meets the requirements for Arts Management. Ananya Rao, summa cum laude. Peyton Alexis Roos, cum laude. Logan Ann Richardson. Frances Jane Rosado. Brendan Hogue Ross. Joy Mary Sabat, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for Spanish. Jessica Ann Sachs. Marta Sanchez Avendaño, cum laude. Carolina Santos Agudo. Anna Elizabeth Saraceno, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Jordan Graham Schumacher. Lauren Ashley Scott. Melissa Nicole Centerfit. Sierra Shanice Seward. Carly Elizabeth Singletary. Adeline Carol Smith. Lily Grace Carol Smith. Lauren K. Smith, magna cum laude. Leah Madeline Snellwar. Mia Lucille Spalding. Emily Lauren Spina. Elizabeth Audrey Stevens, magna cum laude. Hannah Caroline Strauss. Jacob William Summers. Sophia Rose Sweeney. Rosalie Fairfax Sweat. Mary Catherine Toledo, magna cum laude. Emma Lee Tallman. Hayes Catherine Thomas. Caitlin Ann Tyndall. Anna Catherine Tisdale. Morgan Catherine Treadwell, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for religious studies. Isabel Catherine Trella, cum laude. Amanda Grace Trishman. Olivia Triggs. Erin Samantha Van Elstein. Michelle Christina Venaria, cum laude. Sarah Beth Vanden Assam. Addison Mackenzie Vineset. Emily Victoria Washington. Joshua Schuyler Watford, cum laude. Emily Ann Weimer, magna cum laude. Reagan Elena White, cum laude. Camden Reese Williams. Lillian Mary Wilson. Jamie Taryn Worth, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Vienna Marianthi Weinucker, cum laude. Ella Rosemary Young, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Zachary Addington Youngs. Jonathan Michael Zarbo. For the bachelor's degree in religious studies, joining us will be Zeph Bjorken, chair of the department. Ali Michelle Acuff, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for public health. Jeremy Dale Adcox, cum laude. Thomas Nelson Atkinson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for international studies and the Honors College. Raymond Andrew Burke II. Madison Dixon also meets the requirements for psychology. Catherine Iris Giles, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Catherine Campbell Marlene Hancock also meets the requirements for Jewish studies. Elizabeth Ann Rains, summa cum laude. Ash Diane Thompson, cum laude, also meets the requirements for anthropology. James Lee Welch. Christian Michael Wright also meets the requirements for political science.
And Latin honors.
For the bachelor's degree in sociology, rejoining us will be Maureen Hayes, chair of the department. Malcolm Morrison Baldwin Jr., magna cum laude. Hannah Blake Crane, magna cum laude. Madison Renee Crump. Melissa DeVitas. Claire Leah Ellicott. Carly Hall Ferrero, cum laude. Mariah Fairhurst Fitzgerald, summa cum laude. Lila Jane Foote. Emmett John Frobrick. Natalie Ryan Hanley, cum laude. Robert John Hartford. Anne Elizabeth Hips, cum laude. Addison George Uvain. Grace Ann Therese Kellis. Brianna Michelle Lally. Riley Levin. Sarah Grace Leffler, magna cum laude. Carly Stephen Licata. Hannah Grace Maida. Emily Rose Miller also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies. Madison Erica Mork. Ryan Catherine Morielli. May Olson. Drew William David Pickus. Ava Elizabeth Rucci, cum laude. Hennessy Jane Shane, cum laude. Molly Cannon Steiner, top honors, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. For the bachelor's degree in urban studies, joining us on stage is Melinda Luca Kelly, director. Madison Haley Mitchum, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies. Grace Nicole O'Neill. Tyler Dean Ramos, summa cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in women's and gender studies, joining us will be Lauren Revelico, director. Nita Morgan Allen. Marcy Anderson. Madeline Grace Bird, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Romay Afton McInnes, cum laude. Beck Danny Myers, also meets the requirements for psychology. Eva Neufeld, cum laude, also meets the requirements for English. Savannah Corinne Perry. From the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs, joining us will be Amy Arias, Dean. For the bachelor's degree in archaeology, joining us will be Allison Starrett Krause, director. Sebastian Gage Hammond, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for anthropology. Megan Christine Wilson also meets the requirements for anthropology. For the bachelor's degree in classics, joining us will be Andrew Alwine, chair of the department. Camilla Ard, cum laude. Kelly Elizabeth Ryan, top honors, also meets the requirements for history. For the bachelor's degree in French and Francophone studies, rejoining us will be Lauren Revelico, representing the department. Annabelle Cogbill, cum laude, also meets the requirements for communication and the Honors College. Dagny Monroe DeFreitas Benway.
Ella M. Michelle Perry, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for international studies.
Naya Grace Roper also meets the requirements for international business. For the bachelor's degree in international studies, joining us will be Blake Scott, director. Zoe Olivia Ackerson. Alani Radiance Boyd, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for political science and the Honors College. Kelsey Sarai Castro. Natalie Marie Chick, magna cum laude. Isaiah Samuel Kenneth DeBar. Alexandre Tran Duan. Haven Claire Donnelly. Shannon Elizabeth Fagan. Chloe Margaret Goff, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for German Studies and the Honors College. Boris E. Halachev, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for Economics and the Honors College. Joseph Xavier Held. Holland Perrine Hutchinson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sydney Camille Jackson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Political Science and the Honors College. Virginia Callahan Lipping, cum laude. Madison Elizabeth McKnight, top honors, also meets the requirements for History and the Honors College. Dylan Jordan Outlaw. Danielle K. Putbreeze, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Hospitality and Tourism Management. Maeve Kylie Ridings, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Economics and the Honors College. Adeline Ann Rios, top honors, also meets the requirements for Political Science, Spanish, and the Honors College. Selena Saini, cum laude, also meets the requirements for International Business. Cole McFerrin Smith. Samantha Ashley Smith. Sarah Rose Solon, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Political Science and the Honors College. Sophie Elizabeth Sundock. Emma Catherine Welfer. Rhiannon Aurora Wilkinson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for German Studies and the Honors College. For the bachelor's degree in Jewish Studies, joining us on stage will be Beth Meyer-Bernstein, Interim Director. Leah C. Davenport, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for Women's and Gender Studies. Zamira Naomi Hack Curtis. Julia Diane Silberberg. For the bachelor's degree in Latin American and Caribbean Studies, joining us will be Nadia Avendaño, representing the department.
Sophia Claudia Bowers.
For the bachelor's degree in Spanish, joining us on stage will be Susan Devine, chair of the department. Astrid Bettenker also meets the requirements for psychology. Miracle Buggs. Jared Augusto Chavez also meets the requirements for biology. Elizabeth Lucille Dennison also meets the requirements for communication. Diego Gabriel Forte. Mauricio Moreno Garcia. Isabella Pinchevsky Duque also meets the requirements for public health. Lanaya Danielle Rockmore also meets the requirements for Latin American and Caribbean Studies.
Will the bachelor's degree candidates please rise? President Xu, upon the successful completion of all degree requirements and with the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present the bachelor's degree candidates of 2025.
By the authority of the state of South Carolina, granted to the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston and committed to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Integrated Studies, as earned, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated. Members of the class of 2025, on behalf of the entire College of Charleston community, congratulations to you on this very special day. I send you forth into the world with best wishes as you begin the many adventures that lie ahead. Graduates, today you have completed an important part of your life's journey. May today open up many doors and opportunities to you in the future. Once again, congratulations.